Well, good evening, community members, fellow customers, and even people that are seeing this for the very first time. I want to welcome you to our official Arise Hub virtual event. And before we get things kicked off, I want to point out the obvious, which is that this call is being simultaneously translated in both French and Italian. So I am going to speak as slowly as I possibly can so that the translators don't have a tough time in keeping up. So good evening, everyone. Well, good evening from the UK. I know many of you are in different parts of the world. And regardless of the time zone you are in, I hope that this Zoom call finds you in a good place, in good spirits, and we're really excited about this virtual Zoom event this evening. I know there are a lot of you who are seeing this information for the very first time, and your potentials, you're someone who's potentially looking into the world of the financial markets. You're possibly intrigued, you're curious, and you're probably wondering, what is this about? So the breakdown of this evening's call, just so we're all aligned and on the same page, is for the first few minutes, I'm going to be addressing those individuals who are here for the very first time. You don't know what Arise Hub is. You may not know the full details of what this launch is actually about. So I'm going to be answering your curiosity. So that's what we're going to do for the first few minutes of this call. Then I'm going to be revealing and showcasing to you our new Arise Hub mobile app. Then what we'll do is we'll speak a bit more about why you want to get involved with us. And then you're going to be hearing from our experts who are our educators. They are almost the foundation of everything we have going on in Arise Hub. And then we're going to finish off the call with some vision into where we are going and where we are headed as a community. So that's the rundown of this evening's call. And I am taking regular pauses so that the translators, the interpreter, shall I say, can keep up. So let's get this started. So let's speak to those individuals who are here for the very first time. And I know there are a lot of you on this call that are tuning in from different parts of the world. You know, in fact, what I want to do is I like to do this normally whenever I'm on a call. I like to see where everyone's actually tuning in from, okay? So I'm just going to see if I can actually enable the chat so that we can actually find out where everyone is tuning in from. So the chat is enabled. If you just select everyone so that everyone can see your comments in terms of where are you tuning in from. A lot of you are still selecting host and panelist. So just select everyone so we can see where you're tuning in from. So we have Kenya, Dubai, Minneapolis. We have Italy. We have France. We have UK. Kenya, welcome. Denmark, awesome. USA, awesome. Norway and Somalia. Someone said Bergamo. I don't know where that is, but that's probably Italy. It sounds like an Italian place anyways. Norway, awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, look, welcome everyone. Romania, someone wrote some long name, which sounds very tropical anyways. And yeah, I see quite a lot of people, you know, in Kenya. We want to welcome you guys. Welcome every single one of you. We see Dagenham, UK. Awesome, awesome. So look, what I'm going to do is I am going to pause the chat just so we can actually now get back on and we can just be focused on, you know, this evening's call. So let's get this party started. And firstly, let's speak to all those individuals who are here for the very first time. So you might be here for the very first time and you're wondering, what is trading? And especially what I'm going to speak about today is I'm going to speak about Forex trading. Now, there are numerous different types of trading. You can trade the indices market, which is also known as the stock markets. You can trade the cryptocurrency markets. You can trade currencies. And there are many other things that you can trade, commodities and so on and so forth. There are many things out there today that you can actually trade. But I'm going to speak about the Forex market. And before I speak about the Forex market, I want to speak, I want to start off by just, displaying a disclaimer here. You see, Forex, ladies and gentlemen, or any type of trading does involve risk. And our past performances do not guarantee future results. And anything on this evening's call is not financial advice, nor should it be taken as financial advice. We always recommend to every single person who's getting involved with a Rise Hub, or anyone who's involved in our community, learn before you try to earn. Learning is the principle before earning. And that's the foundation of our academy. So very, very important that everyone understands. This is why we recommend anything you do, make sure you take it on a demo account, especially when you are not sure about what it is that you're doing. Practice on a demo, practice, and practice most certainly will make you better. So let's jump straight into the first part of today's information. So what is trading, right? What is Forex trading, right? Forex is actually, the long word for Forex is the foreign exchange market, right? So foreign exchange. Now, foreign exchange is shortened for Forex, and sometimes people go even further and they actually just say FX, right? So FX, Forex is just like foreign exchange. Forex today is actually the largest financial market in the world, with more than 6 trillion a day being traded. So ladies and gentlemen, that means every single day there is 6 trillion in circulation, and anyone who's participating in this market space, or anyone who's trading in the Forex markets, can actually take advantage of this 6 trillion daily volume. Now, if you compare the Forex markets to, let's say, the New York Stock Exchange, that only does 50 billion in daily volume. So you can actually see how vast and how huge the Forex market actually is. So this is actually a very huge market. And in fact, when you combine all the stock markets combined, they still don't amount to the Forex markets. Now, I just wanted to show you an example here, right? Because seeing is crucial, just so that you can actually put a picture to it. If you could contrast the New York Stock Exchange, for example, or the Tokyo Stock Exchange, or the London Stock Exchange, you can actually see how much the Forex market actually exceeds, is in fact 53 times bigger than its nearest stock exchange rival, which is the New York Stock Exchange. That's how huge the Forex market is. So let's dive into this information a bit more. So in the Forex markets, there is major currencies which are traded. Okay, so you have the United States dollar, then you have the euros, then you have the Japanese yen, then you have the Great British pound, then you have the Swiss franc, then Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, and so on and so forth. Now, the simple thing that you just need to kind of remember in your journey throughout the trading world is that the Forex currencies, the first 3 letters, right? So the first 2 letters are always the country, and then the final letter actually identifies the currency which that market is using, right? So that's just something simple for you to remember. So let me just give you an example, okay? And normally there is always something called currency pairs, right? So normally one currency pair is always traded against the other. And so if you take a look at, for example, euro against the United States dollar, in the Forex world, we just say euro dollar. As soon as you say euro dollar, people know you're referring to euro against USD. Whenever you say dollar yen, people know that you're referring to the United States dollar against the Japanese yen. Also, same thing with Great British pound against US dollar. You would just say pound dollar, right? When it comes to, let's say, US dollar and Swiss franc, you would just say dollar Swissy, right? So these are just terminologies that you eventually get used to. But I just wanted to kind of give you a rundown of the way currency pairs are actually traded against one another. Now, it's simple, right? What's this entire concept about? Well, it's simple. Forex trading is the simultaneous buying or selling of one currency pair against the other. It's just as simple as that, right? So imagine it's a tug of war where each currency is holding their own side of the rope, and exchange rates fluctuate based on which currency pair is stronger at that time, okay? Now, there are a few things that determine why or how a currency pair is stronger than the other. And let me explain this to you. This is called market size and liquidity. Now, normally, ladies and gentlemen, currency pairs' strengths or weaknesses are based on the condition of that country's economy. If there is a war happening in that specific economy, if there might be a recession, there might be a crisis, whatever it is, or there might be even times where a specific country is thriving. Normally, when that happens, that currency pair is usually stronger. But there might be another currency pair which might have just had some major news announced, which is bad for that currency. Then normally in that scenario, you would buy the stronger currency against the other. So I just hope that kind of makes sense. Or you will sell the weaker currency against the stronger currency. So that's just a very simple way to kind of understand how to trade in the financial markets. Now, the Forex market is considered as an OTC, over-the-counter market, or even an interbank market, which I'll speak about shortly. The entire market, ladies and gentlemen, is run electronically within a network of banks over a 24-hour period continuously. So the Forex market operates 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. And there are times where there are low liquidities and times where there are high trading volumes. But I'm not going to get into that on this call because we want to just keep it as simple as possible. Now, last but not least, until 1990s, only the big institutional firms such as banks and hedge funds and all of these huge private equity firms were the only people who could actually trade in the foreign exchange markets, right? But then what happened was the internet came, right? And the internet became much more common and it became more widespread and more global, right? So that allowed an opportunity for people like us, which is referred to as retail investors, to take advantage of these markets. Now, before the 1990s, there was no way that someone like you and I can actually take advantage of one currency becoming weaker in contrast to the other. But in today's world, with the vastness of the internet and all the networks around the world, we are able, from the comfort of our mobile phones or tablet devices or laptops or computers, to make money digitally, electronically, with nothing more than internet connection. You are able to participate in this market, which exceeds daily volume of more than 6 trillion a day. I just want to make sure that the translators are not having a tough time in keeping up. If I am speaking too fast, guys, if you just send a message on the chat, and I will make sure that I do not speak so fast. All right. So we'll just give the translators like a 10 seconds to catch up. So I hope everything I said so far makes sense. Now, if you're here for the very first time and you're curious, wow, I want to learn more, right? This is where we come into play, right? This is why we, in fact, established our Academy Arise Hub. That's the entire purpose. And in fact, right now, we've just launched today. Interpreters are telling me I'm speaking good. All right, thanks, guys. So look, this is why today we are launching. In fact, it launched earlier today. Some of you already on the App Store would already have seen the updates directly on your phone from our old app into our new app. But this is why you're on this call today. We have built, incredible platforms and tools and content that you as an individual, as a complete layman, laywoman, can actually learn with us and take advantage of this 6 trillion daily volume industry. And that's what I'm going to get into. So ladies and gentlemen, how are you going to do this? Well, today is the launch of our Arise Hub mobile application. And this application, ladies and gentlemen, is just absolutely phenomenal. And what I want to do is I want to, in fact, just share my screen, right? My mobile screen, so I can actually just walk you through Arise Hub, what it does, how to use it, the functionalities, and so on and so forth. And then you're going to hear from some of our experts who are actually going to come on and speak a bit more about who they are, how they got involved in the financial markets, and share with you a bit about how they trade and their strategy. So with that being said, let me share my mobile screen. So everyone should be able to see my mobile screen, right? So this is our Arise Hub mobile application, right? So the way that it simply works is pretty straightforward, and there are some functionalities for you to be aware of. Now, on the bottom of the screen, you can see trade ideas. So what would happen is normally a trade idea will be sent. We have various different strategies that we are going to speak to you about today, just so you can kind of see what it is that we do and how we do it and so on and so forth, okay? So we have various different strategies. So these are live trades which are currently running right now. You can see the first one is euro dollar, right? I'm gonna start using the terminologies because I just want you to kind of get used to it. But formally, the euro against the United States dollar. So you can see this was sent. The strategy that sent this trade was Swift. Now, if I now want to go into this trade, so you can see this trade, if you look on the bottom, you can see buy limit. The strategy or the entry method that was used was something called buy limit. There are 3 different types of entries. One is instant execution, one is a limit, and the other is a stop, right? We're not going to get into that today, but those are the 3 ways that usually a trade will be sent. Now, limits and stops simply means they are future entries. Is either the price of the market has not hit those marks. So market execution is you're entering then and there in the live market. So you can see this one here was a limit against, which is the euro against the United States dollar. So it was a buy. The trend is bullish. Whenever something is up, we call it bullish. And whenever the market is a sell going down, we normally call that bearish. So you can see Swift sent that trade. The entry price was, I'm just going to read out the last 3 digits. I'm not going to read out the entire price, but you can see the entry was at 886. The live current market price is in fact 886. So that trade is still at entry. It shows you the risk to reward ratio, which is 1 to 3. Even though it's not exactly 1 to 3, it's probably 1 to 2.5, but our app just kind of rounds it up to the nearest number. And you can see the take profit. So you can see the first take profit was 15 pips, 30 pips, and so on. Now, what you can just simply do, ladies and gentlemen, normally And I'm not going to get into that on this call. But normally the person that invited you, they'll kind of show you how to actually enter a trade using your demo account, etc., etc. But what you would normally do, you can just simply copy that trade, and as soon as it's copied, a copied verification comes up on the middle of the screen. You take that onto your trading platform, normally formerly known as MetaTrader 4 or 5. Those are the apps, or unless your broker has its own app, and you just simply enter the coordinates we give you onto that specific application. So we simply do the heavy lifting for you. You can literally copy trades from our experts, from our strategies, which means when we win, you win. When we lose, you lose. And normally experts are much likely less to lose than yourself. If you are a novice or doing this for the very first time, you're much more likely to make mistakes. So literally we hold your hands and we send you these trade ideas directly to your phone on a daily basis, and you can literally copy these strategies and take advantage of these trades with us, good or bad. And I'm going to show you our results historically, because I believe that numbers don't lie. So again, ladies and gents, I can just go back. If I want to take a look at this other trade was sent by Takeoff. You're going to hear the mastermind behind the Takeoff strategy. You're going to hear from him very, very shortly. And you can see Takeoff, they sent this trade. I can now click onto Takeoff's trade, and you can actually see the entry price. And it's currently around entry price. You can see the take profits and the stop loss as well. And now always what we also do is whenever we send analysis on a trade, like a chart, the chart will actually appear on your screen as well. Now, again, you can see these were all the trades that we've taken today. In fact, I don't think this one was from today, this GBP against the Canadian dollar. This was actually sent on the 12th, but it's still an active trade. Take profit 1 was achieved, and it's currently this is a buy, yeah, so it's currently still in profit. It's already hit take profit 1, and this is on its way to hitting take profit 2. This is the analysis that was sent, so you can actually see Takeoff. This is the strategy analysis. You can actually zoom in to the strategy. You can actually see it. You can zoom in and see all of this, for yourself. You can obviously see, again, this might be complicated for those new people who are here for the very first time, but the strategy, you can see here, they've got something on their screen. All these lines you see on the right, that's actually a Fibonacci, a Fibonacci measurer, which kind of indicates when to enter a trade, and they're looking for specific confluences before they enter that trade. But those are more for our advanced classes, but you kind of understand. So again, you can see if someone entered this trade, they would have been profitable, and it's a 1 to 5 risk to reward, which means with every 1 pips or let me just use a simple scenario. With every 1 risk, there is 5 that you can actually gain reward. So if I had £1 against £1, with every £1 I can lose, I can actually gain 5. So that's what risk to reward ultimately means, on a trade. So again, these are all the trades that we sent. And again, if you want to look at our strategies and also their results and so on, you can actually see that on right here on our strategies. Now, because we've just launched this app just today, some of our results on, for example, our Swift Academy is not actually updated, but I'm going to share the results with you on my slides once I share my screen again. You can also see our Pinnacle strategy, that those results are not updated right now on this app. And so is Daily Bread. Daily Bread is also not, added to the results section here. But normally all the results will be here. For example, I can see Takeoff. Takeoff has done 2,877 pips. They've lost 736 pips. If I want to look how much they've done this week, I can actually go on to this week. Takeoff this week already, and it's only Thursday, they've gained 234 pips, lost no trades, and they've actually gained 200 and 34. Gold mine, they've gained 89 pips. They've lost 100. And again, you can follow whichever strategy you want. And I'm going to speak about how to do this shortly. Then you can look at monthly if you want to look at the month rankings, what they've done in a month, and so on and so forth. So you can see Takeoff only has lost 20 pips so far this month, which is awesome. Now, if you go all time, if I now want to click on Takeoff and I want to see their success rate, I can see Takeoff, the success rate is 79%. And if I want to look at their historical trades, I can click on Trade Ideas and I can see all of Takeoff's trade ideas historically. So I can see right now Takeoff has a few trades running. This one hit take profit 2, which is 58 pips. This one hit take profit 1. This hit take profit 2. This hit take profit 5. So all take profits was achieved on this GJ trades, which is 170 pips. This one hit stop loss, which is 20 pips. This one hit take profit 1. And this one hit stop loss. This one hit take profit 1, and so on and so forth. I can keep scrolling and I can look at all the trades that Takeoff has sent. And I know from your side, the screen is lagging is just because I'm sharing it, but on my side is much more fluid. The other thing that we also have, ladies and gentlemen, and you can actually take a look at this on the bottom of the page, is the content library, right? So we actually have an entire content library where you can actually learn on the go. No matter where you are around the world, you can actually learn, ladies and gentlemen, in your own time. And so we have basic Forex education, the timing of Forex, understanding what is candlesticks, what is Fibonacci. Remember, I spoke about this, not long ago, right? I just mentioned it, shall I say. You have chart formations and patterns, how to use MT4, how to use MT5, how to use indicators, and so on and so forth. We've also added cryptocurrencies in there as well, understanding the stock market. We've also added stock market level 1, level 2, and also eventually once you become, in order to prepare you for being a top trader. Now, I just wanted to show you, the slickness of our library. If I click on basic Forex education, you can see I have all of these classes at my fingertips. And you can watch these in your own time. So literally you can plug in your headphones, you can watch these so you can understand when we're sending a trade, the benefits of these trades and so on and so forth. Now, these videos are in English, yes, but I want to just tell you in the next 2 weeks, we already have these videos. I'm going to show you on our on our web version. We have these videos available in English, French, Italian, and also Spanish. We have it available in the 4 kind of most spoken languages in the world. So we have it available in those 4 languages. And we are very, very flexible, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever we see an uplift in customers, we will also always get that content produced in that market. So today, I know I can see some people are tuning in from Eastern Europe. If you're in the Eastern European market, let's say you speak Romanian, for us to get Romanian produced, it will just cost us some money. And of course, we'll get that produced, especially if there's a demand in that market and we have enough customers. So that's the way we simply operate. The more customers we have in a market, we will make languages in those markets available. So let me just give you an example of the way the videos are. They're very, very well produced. And again, by the way, you know what, when people first see these videos, they think they're AI. They're actually not AI. I just want to put that out there. They're actually recorded by real human beings. Okay. So however, the background is a green screen, but it's not actually AI. So let me play the first video.
Basic Forex Education. Lesson 1. Why trade Forex? Also known as the foreign exchange market, Forex is the market where one currency is traded against another. Some of the market participants exchange foreign currency for their own, like multinational corporations, which must pay wages and other expenses in different nations where they sell their products. However, a large part of this market is simply currency traders who make money or movements in exchange rates.
Okay, so I'm just going to stop there, but I think you kind of get it. Some videos are 10 minutes long. You can watch them in your own time. Now, in the next 2 weeks on the mobile app, we will have French and Italian available in the next 2 weeks on the mobile app. However, if you become a customer on the website area, there is already French, Italian, Spanish, already available. Now, in the meantime, English only is available on that for the next 2 weeks. But on our next app update, which is in the next 2 weeks, we are going to be adding these languages on the app. Now, the other thing that you have, ladies and gentlemen, is you have profile. Again, on the profile, what you can do here, you can update your profile information. So you can, what does account settings do? Okay, you can just change your name, I guess, right? But you can change your password if you want. You also have a lot size calculator. So if you want to calculate the amount you should be risking on any trade, you could just simply select. Let's say if I have a GBP account, in fact, we don't have euro, we only have US dollar and GBP, which is the main kind of accounts that are normally opened anyways. But let's just say US dollar, that's the most common. And imagine my account balance is 5,000. I'll simply put 5,000 there. And let's imagine I want to risk 1%. And my stop loss is 20 pips, right? If I just press calculate, okay. And it's telling me the currency pair. So if I select currency pair and I press calculate, it will simply tell me the amount of risk that I should be risking and what lot size I should be using in total on that trade. Okay, so that's what lot calculator simply means. You have the disclaimer and so on and so forth. Now here's something cool, right, that I want all of you to be aware of, right? Again, you can filter if you're looking for specific trades. If you want to take a look at one trades, you can. If you want to look at lost trades, you can. If you want to look at just running trades, so you're not confused with what's not running and what's running, you can. If you want to look for specific currency pairs that are being traded, you can also do that on the filter option and so on and so forth. Now, here's the cool functionalities, everyone. If you click on the bell icon on the top right, that will show you all the notifications that were sent. So just in case you wake up late one day and you're thinking, what's happened on the app? You can literally go into the notification center and actually see all the notification that you've missed. So you can actually see the buy limit from Euro USD was sent at 16:02 UK time today. The trade idea that was sent by Takeoff was the Euro USD that was sent at 15:21. Now, here's the cool thing. You might not like a specific strategy. You can literally click on notifications control, and you can enable and disable whoever you don't want to hear from. So let's say, and honestly speaking, ladies and gentlemen, I would recommend, rather than you taking every trade idea from every single individual, that's just going to be chaotic. What I would encourage you to do is really follow one strategy and stick to it. That means at the end of the month, things will balance out. If they've had a good month, you have a good month. If they have a bad month, then you have a bad month. It's just the way the markets work. But at least, you're not having no great wins and then another strategy, you're just taking their losses. You know what I mean? So I would recommend stick to one strategy, follow one strategy, or if you want to dive into everything, then please make sure you use different accounts. We recommend different demo accounts before you are sure to go ahead with a specific one. But you can see, if I want to just hear from Takeoff, I just leave that on and I toggle all the rest off. And if I want everything, I'll just click everything on. And last but not least, ladies and gents, you have news and webinar icon. We have webinars, which is actually available for all our customers who are on the higher tier package, which I'll speak about shortly. They also have access to our educators, our webinars, which you're gonna hear from shortly. And once you have news and webinars toggled on, every single morning, daily news will be sent directly to your application. And I'm going to give you an example of how our daily news actually looks. We actually send daily news, which we produce every morning ourselves in 4 languages, in English, French, Italian, and Spanish. So I would recommend keep the webinars and news toggle on so you're keeping up to date with the daily news and any webinars. And before we go live on any webinars, you'll get a 1-hour notification saying going live in 1 hour, so you can get yourself prepared and you can jump on. And of course, on your customers area on the website, you can actually see the calendar schedule for all the webinars that we have. So I hope I'm not annoying the interpreters by speaking so fast, but that's what you can basically do. You can toggle on and off whichever strategy that you want. And then your phone will only send you notifications for those specific strategies. So ladies and gents, that's a bit about our Arise Hub application. Before I share my screen again, I want to just show you all something. In fact, every single morning, you will actually receive our news, right? And this is the way our news actually looks, because I just wanted to show you. And our team, they do a phenomenal job in keeping you up to date daily, right? So we post it on our YouTube channel, but again, we'll be posting it on the app. The app will redirect you to our YouTube channel, but this is simply our YouTube channel. You have Arise Academy daily news. You can see we posted 2.9K videos, which means that's how many days we've been posting these videos, right, in 4 languages. So you can only imagine how many days we've posted videos. And this is without fail. 16 hours ago, you can see the English one, you can see in Italian, you can also see in Spanish, you can also see in French as well. I'll give you an example. I'll just show you the way our daily news actually looks. Let me play the English version just so you can see.
Live from the world's capital markets, here are the financial headlines brought to you by Arise Academy.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for today's Daily Market Outlook. Joining me today is Michael from our trading room to tell us more about the recent developments. Michael.
The dollar slipped a day after rising on hotter-than-expected US inflation data, as investors consolidated gains ahead of this week's economic data that could shed light on when the Federal...
So that's just an example. And again, if you want to click the Italian, you can. I'll just play Italian for the sake of it.
Salve a tutti e benvenuti alla selezione di articoli finanziari quotidiana del giovedì. Ed ecco le odierne storie da prima pagina sui mercati.
I prezzi dell'oro.
So there you go, everyone. I just want to kind of show you what to expect on the daily news. That will be posted every single morning directly to your mobile app, so you don't miss a single thing. Now, for those of you that understand trading, everyone, daily news is a very big part, of trading. It's actually known as fundamental news. Is one of the most important things that actually drives specific currency pairs, and fundamental news is very, very important. Then you of course have fundamental analysis, shall I say. Then you have technical analysis, which is more about your skill, the way you understand formations and chart patterns and so on. But look, all of this good stuff you can learn with our academy with time. All right. So I just want to just make sure that you're aware of that. Now, historically, we have some great results. And in fact, this is our 2024 results. We also have 2023 results, but we kind of focus on every single year at a time. So our 2024 results on Daily Bread, which is our daily live sessions. This happens every single Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. It's in English, unfortunately. However, whenever we send trades, the trades will be sent on the Arise Hub app. So it's numbers. Even if you don't understand what's being said on the webinar, you can get that. You can get the trades directly on the Arise Hub mobile application. So again, these are our results on Daily Bread this year so far in January and also in February. Then you have Takeoff. Again, these are the results in January and in February. Then you have Swift, which is, and I'm going to speak about Swift, by the way. Swift is our AI trading tool. It's simply an AI that sends the trade ideas. It's not a human behind it. It's an indicator which simply just sends trades directly on the app. And these are the results that we've had in Swift. So even if you log into the app and you don't see any results for Swift, it's only because the app went live today. But the historical results of Swift is there. You have 86% in February and you had 78% win ratio in January. And last but not least, everyone, we also do non-farm payroll, which is NFP, which takes place on the, in fact, before I get to NFP, we also have Goldmine as well, right? Goldmine, these are the February results. And in fact, we only introduced Goldmine just at the end of January. So February was the first trading month of Goldmine, and that's the results that we've had from Goldmine in the month of February. Now, what we also do is we actually trade non-farm payroll, right? And our non-farm payroll expert is our educator, and his name is Nesto Pippin, right? Now, Nestor Pippin is very well experienced in the financial markets. And in fact, he's going to be the first person that you're going to get to hear from. So Nestor, if you just turn on your video, I'm going to introduce you first. But before I do, this is his last 25 months of non-farm payroll trading. Total pips won 1,999. I just hoped he had one more pip so we can just make that 2,000 because that actually looks like a year, right? It looks like the year you were born. I know you're not born in 1999, but it just looks like that. I don't know why, which is hilarious. But 1999, so he's actually done almost 2,000 pips over the last 25 months of trading non-farm payroll. In the last 25 months, he's actually he sent 27 trades. He's won 23, and he's only lost 4 trades in the last 25 months of non-farm payroll, which is the last 2 years. And again, you know, he's someone that first Friday of every month, everyone jumps on his NFP calls. Sometimes we lose, but most of the times we actually win. So I'm going to hand it over to Nestor Pippin. He is also known as Mr. Pinnacle. He is the educator of Pinnacle, and he is the person that whenever trades are sent on Pinnacle, that is the face that you're going to be able to put. You know, this is the face behind the name, shall I say. So Nestor Pippin, I'll hand it over to you. Just share with everyone a bit about your experience, your strategy, and what to expect from you in Pinnacle. So Nestor, the call is yours.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed. I really appreciate the introduction and everything you did. Well, also with everything that you said in terms of, you know, Forex and everything as well. Thank you for giving me the platform. Also, my name is Nestor Pippin, as you are seeing on the screen. Originally from Ghana, right? Born in Ghana, then lived my adult life in Ukraine. So I went to school in Ukraine, stayed there, you know, and everything with my other brother as well. So we went there, we stayed there, we studied a couple of times as well. And of course, just like anyone, I didn't come from a humble background, right? But we entered into a humble lifestyle. I don't know if you get what I mean, in the middle, right? So when I went to Ukraine, that is when I experienced the humble lifestyle in Ukraine. And, you know, we were trying to understand everything, because coming up from Africa or growing up from Africa, what happened is that you know how the lifestyle is there back there, right? And it's not going to be all sunshines and everything as much. So we didn't know much in the market, much about the internet, much with things going on in the world as well, right? But before I even continue, I just want to make sure everyone can hear me, because I like doing that, right? I like doing that, and I make sure no one is missing out. So please drop some 0,000s in the chat box for me. If you are hearing my voice clearly and you can see me, drop some 0,000s in the chat box for me right now, right? I want to make sure everyone can actually hear my voice. That is one thing I like doing. So please drop some 0,000s if you are hearing me loud and clear. And I'm going to take my time, please, the translators, if in case, right? If in case I'm speaking too fast, please let me know so that I can be able to speak slow, right? Please let me know so that I can be able to. So I went into Ukraine, like I said, continuing. So I didn't know anything about Forex, right? So, you know, I went to medical school. I used to take gambling, I say bets, right, on soccer and everything as well. So I was just doing everything all around, right, hustling. So I went to Ukraine, new country, new language, you are learning it and everything. And then I realized that, you know, I need to step up my game, learn something, you know, something to keep me up, because I can't depend on families, you know, wealth and everything, because my family wouldn't even give it to you anyways. They want you to work for it, right? So then I stumbled on the Forex actually through a friend of mine, right, who was a Ukrainian. So he introduced me to the Forex market. And I saw it at the beginning, just like anyone else in the world, or most people in the world. What happened is, I thought it was gambling, right? I just thought, you know, you just enter, you just go in, buy in, make some money, and then you just draw it out, right? But guess what? That didn't happen. So later on, as time goes on, I started, you know, entering it, buying and selling. You know, I was even doing what we call hyper FX or what we call binary options in the Forex market. I think you get to know once you join the academy, you get to know what that is. So I was just buying and selling, making money off the market like that. I was losing, I was making money also, right? So when I saw it, and then when I saw people actually teaching this, I'm like, who teaches gambling? I don't know if you get what I mean. I thought gambling is 50-50 or it's luck, pure luck. I'm like, who is teaching how to gamble in the market? So actually what happened was that I actually realized that it is not gambling because it's now probability, right? So you can actually get a strategy where you win more than you lose. So now I came to realize that now there is difference between it, because with gambling, what happened is you don't know what will happen, right? That is why it's 50-50. Actually, sometimes it's even tweaked to become 49 and then, 51. So with gambling, you don't see what is going to happen before, right? You enter, you take a chance. But in trading, what makes it good is that you see what is going to happen before you take your chance. I hope you get the difference now. So you are able to predict something before you jump in, and the historical, like what they showed with my results with NFP, right? So you know the historical outcomes of what could possibly happen. So you can actually plan a management plan around that historical pattern and become profitable along the way. And guess what? That is pretty much what life is. I hope you get it, because guess what? If you are going to school and you choose medical school like I did, how sure am I I'm going to get a job? Because historically, people go to school, get their degree, and then, get a job. I hope you get where I'm coming from. But not everyone who completed a medical school has a job. Back home where I'm from, I know a doctor who sells on the streets because he's not getting a job. I hope you get where I'm coming from. So it's like a gamble with everything, because guess what? Now you are taking a chance, but it's out of historical records. So when we talk about Pinnacle, basically, Pinnacle, with why I came up with it and why I landed Forex and then, come to talk about everything, is because I speak a couple of languages, right? And then in the Forex market, I came to realize it's broad, very broad, very, very broad. So I picked a specific direction, because when you go into medicine, like the human, we have a lot of stuff, right? We have our nose, our ears, our eyes, our mouth, our teeth, a lot of things happening with the human, organs inside, muscles and stuff. So you have to specialize where you want to treat the sickness from. That is how doctors are operate, right? So we have specialists. Same thing with the Forex. We have different type of charts and analysis out there. So I personally focus on one side. So the way I trade, I don't listen to anything outside. I just focus on my strategy, because guess what? I don't discriminate any strategy. Every strategy works because it's win rates that counts with management, right? And psychology. So I focused on mine, and how I do mine is that I pick one chart out of the technical analysis, which is candlesticks. So I learned how to speak the candlestick language. So each candlestick you see, I'm going to share my screen very quickly, right? And I'll be able to show you what I mean by this. And then I'll be very quick with that, right? I'll be very quick with that, and I'll end it there. So I'll give a brief explanation with that. So I hope you can actually see my screen. This is what we call Trading View. I know there are very new people on this call. So this is basically the platform we use to analyze the market, right? This is the platform we use to analyze the market in order to be able to see what the market is going to do. I hope you get it. So this is one of the charts you are seeing. When I click over here, you are going to see a big load of charts that is going to pop up. I hope you see it. You're going to see bars, candles, hollow candles, line with markers, step line, area, HL. You get it? A lot. So I picked just this one. As you can see, I've started and then I studied it. So it has a name. I teach where the person who created it, how it moves, how it's programmed to react with the volume of buying and selling and how people are behaving in the market, right? A lot of people with their strategy, remember I said with mine. So with the Pinnacle, we don't focus on past, tells the future, right? Because guess what? If you have a kid and a kid is running and he's leaning towards, a slippery floor, what are you going to guess? this kid might fall when he gets there, right? So you know that, oh, when he gets to that slippery floor, he's going to what? Fall. So you quickly grab the kid, or you just tell your friend this kid is going to fall. And guess what? When he gets there, what happens? He falls. I hope you get what I'm trying to explain. Guess what? He might not fall. That is why it's a probability and a chance. But 9 out of 10, what will happen? They will fall. 8 out of 10, what will happen? They will fall. Same thing with my strategy with the pinnacle. So I basically learn how the candlesticks behave, right? And then I sit down at that particular time within a specific session, right? And then I then use what the market is telling me presently, not the past of what it has happened, what it's doing at that particular moment to tell me the possible direction it will go, and I just follow it. I hope you get it. But guess what? We don't jump in right away. The main reason why it's called pinnacle is because we wait for price to get to its peak in the direction in which it is going when it is ready to reverse, right? And then we jump in at the high of that pinnacle direction, and then we ride the wave to one side, right? I'm not going to take much of your time. My name is Nestor Pippin, of course, and then you are going to learn a lot with Pinnacle once you join our Rise Hub as well, right? You're going to learn a lot from other educators also. And I'm going to give it to our president, Mr. Ahmed. Thank you for letting me share my story, or a bit of my story, to the people.
Thank you so much, Nestor. You know, it's really, I mean, you are someone who has really just kind of, you know, mastered this space. So thank you so much for being with us. And ladies and gents, can we just show Mr. Nestor Pippin some love in the chat? And a lot of you, by the way, are just sending the messages to us as host and panelist. So if you can just kind of send message to everyone, just let's show our love, you know, to Nestor Pippin in the chat and just show him our gratitude. There you go. I see now people are typing on the chat to everyone. So yeah, so let's just kind of send it to everyone. Some of you are still typing on the panelist. You know, a lot of you are still sending messages to the panelists directly. Just send it to everyone, right? So let's just say our thank you to Mr. Nestor Pippin for doing such a wonderful job. So look, let's continue. And I'm just going to actually just disable the chat just so we can actually just focus again. The next individual, ladies and gents, that I want you to actually hear from is our educator, which specializes in gold mine, right? The title speaks for itself. He specializes on that specific strategy. He trades mainly during the New York session, and that's our educator, Gunjan. Gunjan, the call is yours.
Thank you, Emma. This is such an exciting time for all of us. I'm really privileged to be here and speaking to all of you. Listen, I'm going to very quickly show you some of the strategy I follow. It's very exciting because the gold is something has been traditionally traded for years. Even people before even knowing gold has been traded, right? From years and years and years and years. So now why we trade gold? Gold is very speedy, okay? So when you see any Forex market, gold moves at a rapid pace. Why? Because the large volumes come in at a similar time, especially in the New York session. So I'm going to share some of the information. What is gold, how it is counted, why certain value is created, what is the history of it very quickly, and sum it up. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to give you, sir, Ahmed, if you can let me know, if you can allow me to share my screen quickly. I'm going to share, here you go. So now, first of all, let me show you what is gold and how it is traded, okay? First of all, gold has a name in the trading market. It's not called gold, it's called XAU. So that's a symbolic word for gold. And it is always valued against the US dollar around the world. So now, say, gold is something, it's a metal, right? So now how do you count a metal? How do you price a metal? It could be small, it could be sand, it could be big piece, right? So this is the world came out and they said, listen, let's do this way. Let's count, because we have to have a value of one, right? It's always value of one against how much. So for example, you're buying a jeans, how much does it cost? So that's one jeans costs something. So we need something called one. So now what the world came out, they called gold, they counted this base currency as troy ounce. Now, what is troy ounce universally? So if you know grams, so it's about 31.10 grams, if you measure it, it becomes 1 troy ounce. So now we have a base currency, which is 1. So now everything that is priced for the gold is against the US dollar, right? And whatever is that dollar is the quote currency, like what is the value, right, against it. So what does it mean? It means that value of the gold will always be related to the US dollar. So what does the US dollar do? So if the US dollar strengthens, the value of the gold goes down. If the US dollar gets weakened, the value of the gold goes up, right? So now why is that? Because US dollar, now we have to monitor the index. For example, I'll give you a value, okay, now. So right now, gold is $2,163 against 1 troy ounce. So now why is that? It's because over the period of years, I'm going to show you a history, that suddenly, because the economy of the market, everything has started changing, that a lot of investment goes, because investors wants to make money. Where would they make money? If the economy is not giving them the return, they go to a safe haven like the gold, because they know for years it creates a shine, it contains, it keeps its value of that metal, right? And this is why it's cost accordingly. Now let me show you something. If you look at the history, gold was quite stagnant for a long period of time. 85 to 90 to 95 to 2000, almost up to 2005. And we all know that 2008, one of the biggest recession came, and that triggered where gold is today. Literally after that, suddenly people's perception of the world start changing, perception towards the dollar start changing, and people have started heavily investing towards gold. And if you see, since then, 2008, gold has been, in the long term, it's been trending up. So if your parents and forefathers have invested in gold and they kept gold, jewelries, and all those stuff, they must have bought at a very lower price, and today they're really worth it. Right now, gold is at an all-time high, but we don't trade just based on, because it's been growing on one trend, everything we buy. We cannot, because we trade on a day-to-day basis. On the day-to-day basis, the economical situations can change, and accordingly, gold price can drop. For some time, it can drop for a day, 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, or it can rise for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So we have to analyze on a daily basis. So how do we analyze that? So we use quite a few methods. One is a fundamental analysis. What the fundamental analysis involve? The government policies that comes out, because everything is based on economy. Remember this. Then we also look at the unemployment data that are releases in the market, the GDP figures, then also the interest rates and the inflations. So all this news that comes out on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, we take into considerations, okay? Plus, this is just a fundamental analysis. That doesn't mean that market is just going to move on that direction, okay? So that what we need on top of it, we need some technical analysis. For example, the trends that are currently there, not what was there 1 year back or 1 month back or 1 week back even. So we look at very current, and that we use some indicators to tell us who are stronger in the market. The buyers are stronger, the sellers are stronger. All those information, we need these data for us to analyze where the market can move. Then also we look at price patterns. We also look at the chart patterns. What happens here, say our price of gold is dropping, there are always reversal points. If the gold price is going up, there's always reversal patterns, right? So we have to look at certain patterns. Sometimes we, as a trader, we move with the trend. At times, we have to catch the reversals, okay? So these we have to analyze always. So how we use these concepts? We use quite a few things. So this is, for example, a trading chart. I just took a snapshot rather than going back out of the slides to a trading view. So we use multiple indicators. For example, one of them could be the MACD, which shows us the current strength, or it shows you strength for last 4 hours, for 1 day, to even a week, to even a 15-minute, 5-minute, and we see where the confluences are taking places, where the crossovers are taking places. We also use Fibonacci, which already Ahmed mentioned earlier. So we take all this consideration plus other things, plus some of the patterns that are really useful. These patterns really leaves us the best clue. To be honest, I really believe that these chart patterns, if you learn, you'll become a really good trader. So the things that we use to trade, we also teach you to trade. Same thing. So that's the beauty. So like bullish chart patterns, what are they? For example, the ascending trend line, the rounded bottom pattern, the pennants, the falling wedge patterns, for example, the cup and the handle patterns. All these, like the double bottom, the triple bottom, all these things you will learn. Then there's bearish, the bullish patterns. Similarly, all these things you will be able to learn for you to not only trade with us, but also learn with us. And that's the beauty of our trading world. So that's what we kind of nutshell I want to share with you. And I hope you kind of got an idea how it all works. And very simply, that's kind of our strategy. So I hope that makes sense to you all. And over to you, Mr. Ahmed.
Thank you, Gunjan. Gunjan is actually, he's originally from the UK, but he's actually, well, he lives in the UK, but he's currently in India at the moment. So Gunjan, safe travels out in India, and we'll see you very, very soon, buddy. Thanks so much for your time. I'm not going to open up the chat box because we do want to conclude the call. And the last person, ladies and gents, for you to hear from is the individual who's actually responsible and behind our strategy takeoff. Now, this individual is, in fact, a qualified commercial pilot, but they actually gave that up to be involved in the financial markets and trade full-time. So he trades full-time. He's no longer a commercial pilot, which is pretty awesome. And it's a great success story just to show you the possibilities in this industry. Now, English is not his first language. He's fluent in Spanish and also Portuguese, and he actually lives in Latin America, in Colombia. So he is in South America at the moment, and that's our takeoff educator, Marcus. Marcus, over to you, buddy. Just unmute yourselves and just share with everyone. By the way, Marcus, I applaud you for trying to speak English. So let's just really send as many positive emojis to Marcus, because English is not his first language, but he always does his best in speaking English. So we really appreciate that. So Marcus, over to you.
Hello, Mr. Ahmed. Thank you so much. Hello, guys. How are you? Let me see on the chat box if you are with me. If you don't know me, no problem. We know everything in the next days. Hello. Thank you. Ok, salud, bonne nuit. Ciao, boa noite. Como estai? Boa noite, bem-vindos todos. I know a little bit language. One of these is in English, and really I was doing trading for more than 5 years. 4 of this is teaching, because when I start knowing the market, I really discovered a very big passion on me. That passion is to help people learn. I really like to do that, to keep the people to be successful, okay? To be profitable on the trading. So I'm very happy and excited to do this for you, okay? All that I do in this academy, in this moment to you, is all with that passion, is all with my heart. I really put my heart in each one trade, okay? So my strategy name is Takeoff because Mr. Ahmed said I was a commercial pilot, and really I stopped because I know this business, I know the market, and really I be passionate on this. Okay, so right now I in charge to teach you or show you how to get trades. Okay, for example, I just in this moment I just say to you two advice. Okay, just two advice. Someday when I was starting on the market, somebody asked me, do you know how to obey? Do you know how to obey? I say, okay, I have been married by 10 years. I think so. I know how to obey. So it was crazy. It was crazy. But it's the really, if you want to be profitable in this industry, you must to be obey. Okay, if you understand our lessons, if you understand our advice, you do a very good trader. Okay, you will do a very good and profitable trader. So the most important in this industry is two things. The first one is keep the good risks, maintain a good risk management. Okay, with good risk management, you keep safe your account is the most important. Okay, the strategy will be different. We have different strategies in this academy. Okay, each one better, each one good, very good, but the most important is keep your trading account safe. You only get that when you use a very good risk management. Okay, is the first one. And the second one is understand that we are always have to charge the losses. It's important to understand the losses is part of this game. But this is not a game. Do you understand that? Okay, so it's part of this game. Keep with your lose. The losses teaching us, the losses show us that we are doing something wrong. When you discover that wrong, you grow up. Okay, let me know, guys, if you are understand me. Let me know on the chat box. Please type for me. Type for me on the chat. Okay, so guys, it's too much important. Okay, now I will talk about what to do with my trades. It's simple. It's simple. Okay, just take the trade. When I send the trade, take it. Pay attention on the stop loss. For example, in this trade, Euro JPY, this is 30 pips stop loss. Okay, this is 30 pips stop loss. Just 30 pips. It could be 50, less 15, something. But the first step is when you win 30 pips, you close your 50%. That makes, oh, sorry. That makes, sorry. Give me 1 minute. Okay. That makes the market, when you talk your TP1, in this case with 30 pips, you don't have risks more on the market. Your money is safe. Okay, your money is safe in this case. Okay, so that's the most important to me, to make you understand, to maintain the safe. And please, know all trades we don't want. all trades we don't want, but it's not important. We can do, for example, in the month, 4 trades loses and 6 trades won. But if you keep a good risk management, you will get a good income in your account. Okay, guys, it's all for me. Really, it's all for me. And thank you so much.
You started off in the Zoom saying it's so important to obey, and you were saying you're good at obeying because you've been married for 10 years. So I think it's time to obey right now.
Now I'm with nearby 14 years.
14 years married. Wow.
Yes.
I guess you're good at obeying.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed.
Thank you, Marcus. Listen, have a good evening, and we'll have a good day because I know you're 6 hours behind us, so 5 hours, shall I say? But look, guys, that's Marcus. That's a bit about Takeoff, the strategy that he uses. And to wrap things up, because it's very important that you understand, how a Rise Hub could help you, because you're new to trading, you don't understand. This is where we come in. Through our Rise Hub application, not only do you have full access, and our educators practically share with you what they're taking on a daily basis, but you also have webinars, just like the webinar we're having today. And in fact, the webinar that they attend, you can actually chat to them, converse with them. We allow people to unmute, so you can actually unmute, speak to them. So imagine really having a dialogue on what you're struggling with, and you're able to actually let this out in a webinar and have that coaching. It's unbelievable. So, Marcus, I know English is not your first language, but believe me, your English is definitely better than my Spanish. So I really applaud you for even trying. So, ladies and gents, to kind of wrap things up, I want to just share a few things with you. We are going to be launching a new Rise Hub website. That's going to be coming in the next few weeks. But right now, what I want to do is I want to show you the existing website on how you can become a customer. Okay, how can you become a customer? In fact, I'll come to that shortly on how to become a customer. We'll touch up on that, and I'll just write it on my notepad here just so I do not forget, right? So, but our new website is going to be launching soon. This is going to be in the next few weeks. We're working on it on the back end, but it's going to be very, very awesome, right? So, and that's coming very, very soon. The other thing which is coming, and this is really, really exciting, everyone, is we are going to be launching copy trading. And this will be around the next 60 to 90 days. So over the next 3 months. Now, here's the way copy trading will work. When we actually send a trade on a Rise Hub, even let's say you might be at work, or you might be traveling on a plane, or you might not have network. Guess what? On copy trading, you can literally enable the app to copy directly onto your MetaTrader 4 or MetaTrader 5. So literally the trade will open, and when the educator brings stop loss to entry, or they decide to close that trade, it will automatically close that trade or bring your stop loss to entry for you. And that's coming soon in the next 60 to 90 days. We want to first have some very good momentum over the next 60 to 90 days on the Rise Hub app before we actually launch our copy trading platform. But that's going to be coming very, very soon, and we are really excited. I'll just let the interpreters catch up. Now, another thing, just so we're all aware, is that you can join our community right now, okay? Make sure you scan the QR code and you join our Telegram community, right? All the communication we do will be done on the app. However, on the Telegram, there might be time to time where we post important information. There might be times, right, where we might need to communicate something very, very important. So again, make sure that you join our Telegram channel. The Telegram details is actually in the chat right now. So you can click onto the chat box and find the Telegram information, okay? Now, what is the pricing of a Rise Hub, right? So how can I get involved? What is the pricing? Let me explain. So we have two sides to our business. You can just become a customer and use the product, or you can actually become a customer and also become an affiliate and refer other people as well, right? Now, what we have is we have something called business volume. So I'm going to share with you guys the prices and also the business volumes. And here they are. So if you're in the UK, if you want a Rise Hub Plus webinars, it will be £149. It will give you 115 in business volume. If you are in EU market, it's 149 euros. It gives you 110 volume. And if you're in a US dollar market, it's $149 with 100 volume. Now, if you're in any other part of the world, such as Africa, or you're in, I don't know, Far East Asia or South Asia, and so on and so forth, we call these countries ROW. Anything outside of Europe or the United States, New Zealand, Australia, we call it ROW, and even Eastern Europe, included, okay? We call this all ROW. In ROW markets, it's $120 for a Rise Hub Plus webinars and 80 in business volume. Now, if you want a Rise Hub only, you just want the app, nothing else, in ROW, $75, 50 volume. In US dollars, in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, it's $120 with 80 volume. In Europe is $120, 80 volume, and in the UK is £120 and 90 volume. So what we actually do is something that most companies don't do. And we actually charge people in local, look, even my Zoom is celebrating, right? But we actually charge people in local currency. What that actually does, it actually allows people to not have bank charges, etc. So we actually do our best in many markets around the world to charge local currency. So you're not paying extra fees if we had to charge. Like a lot of companies, they charge dollars globally. But if you're in pounds market and every month you're paying for that service, you're going to end up incurring extra charges just for using that, that specific service or paying in that specific currency. So we try to cater for as many people as possible. And I'm going to show you that through our website. So that's a bit about the pricing and the volume. Now listen to this carefully, ladies and gents. This is very, very important, okay? From today up until Sunday, we are going to be running a business volume promotion, okay? Where you can get extra business volume on a Rise Hub Plus webinars, okay? So anyone that goes for the big package, there's a promotion happening up until Sunday, which is the end of this cycle that we are in. So a Rise Hub Plus webinars in Great British Pound, 149, you get 140 in business volume. In euros, rather than 110, you get 130 in business volume. In US dollar, rather than getting 100, you're getting 115 in business volume. And for the rest of the world, you actually get 90 volume rather than 80. So ladies and gents, this is the advantage you can take up until this coming Sunday. So really take advantage. This is a great incentive. We are going to be posting these BV promotions on the Arise Hub Telegram channel after this call. Make sure you're in our community Telegram channel so you don't miss such vital information. So how do you become a customer? I just want to quickly walk you through this, and we're going to conclude our call. Now, until we get our new website up and running, we still have our old website, which is the one I'm showing you right now. And to access this website, it's ariseacademy.live, okay? So I'm going to post it on the chat here, ariseacademy.live. Now, what you just simply do is you can read up about the website if you want to, but you just simply click enroll now, right? So when you click enroll now, Arise Hub only will come up. I'm currently in the UK, so it'll pick up the market I'm in. If you're in Nigeria right now, it'll pick up the prices in Nigeria. If you're in Kenya, it'll pick up the prices in Kenya. If you're in Europe, it'll pick up the price in Europe. But given that I'm in the UK, it's £129. You can see everything that you get with the app. You can also add webinars as well. If I add webinars and I press continue, you can now see the price changes to now £149 rather than 120. Now, please make sure, okay, if you are referred by someone, please make sure you put their name. So if I'm recommended by someone called Ahmed, you enter their name, and please make sure you put their IBI business ID. This is very important so that that person can get rewarded for referring you to our product. What you now do, you enter their details, so on and so forth, enter the payment information, you press continue, and then you can simply have access and log in. Now, what will happen is we will send you a welcome email. The welcome email will have your login credentials on there. And on the login credentials, you can now come and you can now log in to the members area. I just want to show you all. I'm going to share my screen and show you how the members area looks. And again, we are working on this. We are revamping this entire members area when our new website goes live in the next coming weeks. So here you have account. So if you want to change your address or whatever, you can. If you want to update your payment information, you can. If let's say you want to add a new card, you can pay by crypto or you can pay by card payment. You can do this on payment information. On here, you have the Telegram link. So you can join our Rise Hub community. That's the Telegram right here. And on here, you have the video library, everyone. So you have the video library of the videos that we have available on the app, but now you can select language. So you can select Spanish and all the Spanish videos. The videos, even though they got English titles, they are now in Spanish. And you can select all the chapters for the specific language that you want. So you can have English, French, Italian, and Spanish. Now, the other thing that we have is we also have our educators library, which I'm not able to see for some reason, but it is normally there. You will normally have another tab here that will say webinar recordings. You can click on the webinar recordings and actually find all the historical videos from our educators. So you'll be able to see all the classes that our educators done, like basic Forex and so on and so forth. Whatever strategy that you want, whoever you want to follow and listen to, you can actually find the previous recordings that they did, on the webinar platform. I don't know why it's not appearing for me for some reason, but yeah, but normally it is there. Okay. So again, you can find that normally, on here. So that's a bit about our dashboard, how to become a customer. It's very, very straightforward. You can do this from any laptop device, any mobile device, and it's pretty, self-explanatory. Take advantage of the business volume promotions we have running until this Sunday. And last but not least, everyone, just want to wrap up with a bit about the vision for Arise Hub and what is the roadmap for our academy, just so that we're all aware. Number one, of course, we've launched Arise Hub today. Second thing that we're going to do is we're going to launch our new Arise Hub website. That's going to be happening in the next few weeks. Then our focus is to really improve the entire UI and UX. UI means user interface, and then UX means the user experience. So we want to be improving the entire UI UX. We're going to listen to our customers. We're going to listen to our top, networkers and affiliates. We're going to ask for their feedback on what they suggest and how we can improve this and so on. And we're just going to make our app so much better, listening to our customers' feedbacks and so on and so forth. And that's the goal for us, is to make sure that our customers have the best experience, possible. Thereafter that, we're going to be enabling more languages. As I mentioned, as we get more customers in different markets, we're going to start enabling more languages. For all we know, we might have a large community growing in Russia one day. We will enable the Russian languages. So our goal is to enable more languages as there's more demand in those markets. Then what we're going to do, we're going to be launching our copy trading. This will happen around in the next 60 to 90 days. But can you imagine, in the next 60 to 90 days, we're going to already launch our new website. We're going to be improving the user interface and user experience. Our goal is to enable more languages, if we have an influx of customers in different markets. And then in the next 60 to 90 days, we're going to launch the copy trading, and we will be announcing and giving more information about that very, very soon. After the launch of copy trading, we want to add more strategies and educators in different languages. Now, listen to this carefully. We do not want to be an academy with 100 educators with 100 strategies. That's just going to confuse people. And there are companies that have done that in the past, and today they're not in the best place. And today a lot of their community are no longer around. Our focus is less is more, right? That's really what our focus is. So instead, for us, it's about quality over quantity. So when I say we're going to add more strategies, it's not going to be a lot of strategies. We'll probably add 1 or 2 extra strategies, and that's it. We don't want to overwhelm people by having 100 educators with 100 different strategies. That's just going to cause confusion. We want to keep our product streamlined, manageable, and most importantly, we want every single one of our users, our customers, to have the best experience possible. Now, after enabling more languages and adding more educators, our goal is to reach our first 25,000 customers worldwide, which I really believe we can do so. I really believe this. Like, to achieve 25,000 customers with a product like this, you know, the demand is definitely out there. After we achieve 25,000 customers, we want to invest heavily in marketing, right? That's our goal, is to really just bring this product to the forefront. And then, of course, grow our customer count to even more than 25,000 to 50,000. And by that time, Arise Hub will become a worldwide brand. And so really, that's the roadmap. That's the vision that we have. And we cannot wait to see every single one of you on this road with us. So ladies and gents, make sure you join our Telegram channel. Don't miss it, so you can keep up to date with all the latest information and news. And again, we look forward to, and one final thing that I will mention, sorry, you can actually download the Arise Hub mobile application. It is currently available in the App Store, which we're actually going to send the link right now. Please make sure you're on the Telegram channel so we can actually send the link on the Telegram channel. But right now you can actually download a Rise Hub mobile application. But of course, to log in, you need to be a customer. So make sure you become a customer. But on the chat is the details of how to download from your app store. It's going to be available in Android over the next few hours. And we're going to send the communications on the Telegram group. Make sure that you're in it. It is going to be available in Android in the next few hours. So with that being said, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in on this call. It's Thursday, the 14th of March, 2024, in case you're seeing this at a later date. So it's been a pleasure being with all of you this evening. Thank you so much for being with us, and we'll see you on the other side in our Arise Hub community. Bye-bye, everyone, and have a good evening.